you missing that little bit of romantic goodness with Football Manager? Well, this tactic might help you out a little. Let's check it out. Yes, this one is called the 4-3-3 Lost Romance. Now, we have seen tactic shapes that look like this in the past. We are going to take a look at one couple of days in a future right now, but for right now, you can see you've got a winger off to the left, nothing in the right. So that'll be very interesting to see how our three teams deal with that. Our three teams being Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League, and our championship side, Ipswich Town. So, with all that said, let's see how they cope without a right side. Well, clearly they did not have a problem with it whatsoever. 96 points for Liverpool, 138 goals. They did very well. 86 points, 94 goals for Aston Villa in second. Yeah, this just seemed to work like gangbusters. Liverpool's domestic cups, well, they beat Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup semis in 2 legs. Wow, they lost 3-4. That's a doozy of a game, but still, you get through to the final and you beat Manchester City 3-2. So that's one cup, but on to the next. FA Cup final in extra time against Manchester City after beating Aston Villa in the semis yet again, but a 5-4 loss this time around. That hurts. But an unbeaten run in Europe gives you the Europa League final trophy 4-1 over AC Milan. So I definitely have to say Liverpool did very well this season. Winners of the Premier League, winners of the Europa League, winners of the Carabao Cup, and runners up in the FA Cup in extra time. I think it went very well for them. And I'm going to say we're probably going to see it in the squad. Goals: 34 for Salah, 33 for Nunez and Jota, 24 for Diaz, 20 for Gakpo. Yeah, that right side, who cares? They've got everything up top and are probably doing very well in the back as well. But 20 assists for Salah, 19 for Robertson and Trent. Salah with a 7-6-0. Now, switching things up to Aston Villa, we already know they lost both times to Liverpool. They got the win at home in the Carabao Cup semifinals, but they lost the semifinals again to Liverpool in the FA Cup as well. But they don't come away from the season trophyless. You get the Europa Conference League final trophy 2-1 over Fenerbahce. So overall, Aston Villa second place, winners of the Conference League, runners up, or I guess not runners up, but semifinals in both the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. Still a pretty good season. And you can see, they do have a good amount of green, which is nice to see. 28 goals though for Ollie Watkins. Morgan Rogers with 25. That is not a name we have seen before very much. 23 for Diaby, so their front three did very well as well. 16 assists for Leon Bailey, T. Elemans with 15. Average rating, you get a Leon Bailey with a 7.23. Now, when we get to the data hub, Liverpool and Aston Villa really don't shift too much. It's either a dribbling tactic or it's not a dribbling tactic, but usually there are exceptions. But usually Liverpool are through the roof attacking. Aston Villa are pretty good with goals down, or they're just slightly below the tops. It's no different here. You just add the dribbling piece into it. Goals per game is a 3.63 though. That is insane. 0.84 conceded is probably average. 0.9 xG against. Wow. And like I said, Aston Villa through the roof on these sides, but goals is just slightly down. And if you look at the goals per game, and let me click on this if I can get it, but a 2.47 goals per game, 0.92 more than the Premier League average, 1.32 conceded, 1.37 xG against. Premier League stats, Liverpool with a 2.53 points per game, which is really nice. Aston Villa with a 2.26. Most goals, Liverpool in first with 138 clear front runners. Aston Villa in second with 94, still well above Man United in third. Few shots against Liverpool in third with 287. Aston Villa all the way down in sixth with 364. Most possession, Liverpool with only 52%. Most dribbles made, Liverpool in fourth with 706. And most shots for Liverpool in first with a whopping 788. Aston Villa in second with 625. Well, we're not really seeing a whole lot of difference in Ipswich Town these days. 110 points, 139 goals, a fantastic top of the league season for them. And a not so great domestic cups, unfortunately. Carabao Cup second round, 0-3 against Luton Town, and then 1-2 in the FA Cup fourth round against Manchester City. So all in all, again, championship is where it's at. First place, they did a phenomenal job. FA Cup, Carabao Cup, not so much. And of course, taking a look at the stats, only 7 green there. 24 goals though for Hurst is a wonderful tally. He gets nothing or he gets a lot, and he's really good apparently. Ali Al-Hamadi gets second with 17. Assist-wise, 26 for Leif Davis, who does stick around this time around. And then average rating, Caden Jackson is in there with 9 plus 16 appearances with a 7.37, but Harry Clark with a second in 7.30. Championship stats, 2.39 points per game this time for Ipswich Town. Most goals in first with 139, well above 91 for Sheffield Wednesday, who come in second, interestingly enough. Fewest shots against in first with 308, most possession with 52%, most dribbles made 843, and then most shots for 881. Wow. So clearly they don't care that there's no right side. Let's take a look at it anyway. The tactic itself starts out with a sweeper keeper in defend, fullback on the left in attack, a wingback in attack on the right. Well, there you go. Ball playing defenders in defend, a winger in support on the left, a regista in support next to a Seguda Volante in attack, an advanced forward in attack on both the left and the right, and a complete forward in support in the middle. Balanced mentality, in possession attacking with his standard, approach plays pass into space, underlap on the left and the right, focus play down the left and right, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses, run at defense and be more disciplined. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, and invite the crosses. But now how did it do for our three teams? It did very well. I mean, no question about it. Ipswich Town consistently getting first place or thereabouts the last several weeks, so they got a phenomenal squad and are really well suited for this championship level. They are heading to the Premier League next season, where they will face Liverpool and Aston Villa, first and second. I think they're going to have plenty of money to work with next season. So definitely something to take a look at. If you like these funky shapes like I love them, then I definitely think it's one to check out. Again, we're going to be checking out very similar one in a couple days' time. We'll see how that one stacks up against this. But pretty much that is it for me. 7FM for the Football Manager blog channel. Don't forget to check out our Facebook group linked below to get more in depth on Football Manager goodness, the tactics, the players, the staff, and all. Thanks so much for checking this out, and we will see you in the forums to talk more about it. Take care and enjoy.